What's up, you guys? It's Steve here, live with breaking news just coming out that it passed. Congress has passed the massive 1.7 trillion omnibus spending bill. I'm going to give you guys all the details. It has passed in the House. I let you know yesterday it passed in the Senate, and now it's going to be going on to President Joe Biden to be signed into law. This has all gotten done, and I'm going to give you some of the details of what's unfolding. Now, also stick around to the end. I'm going to be answering any questions as we are live, and also getting you caught up on the latest, as I know a lot of people are wanting to know about stimulus checks, child tax credits, Social Security increases as we roll into the new year. Now, very quickly, do me a quick favor. If you are live with me, I see there's a couple people on. Let me know in the comments if you can see me and hear me okay, so I can make sure that I can get you guys the update and all as well. People are saying they can hear me. Awesome. Good to see you, Giovanni, Paula, Frankie, Libby, Maya, Giovannia, Julia, Fernando. Good to see you guys. Robin, thank you guys so much for joining me. And as I mentioned, breaking news coming out. We are live. The House of Representatives just passed the $1.77 trillion omnibus spending bill. So this is going to be going on to the president to be signed into law. Now, I let you guys know yesterday passed the Senate. Within 24 hours, it's passed in the House. Now, it's going to be going on. Now, also, as I mentioned, stick around to the end if you have any questions. I'm going to go ahead and help you guys out with any questions that you might have, and also get you caught up on any questions about stimulus checks, child tax credits, Social Security increases, any of the provisions that have been promised as we roll into 2023. And we're hearing members of Congress saying they're not giving up on certain provisions. So, as you guys know, this is linked in the description below. I cite all my sources for you, read right from them. And so can't put it on the screen because we're live, but I'm going to be sharing this with you. You can access it if you'd like. And all you probably got to do right now is type in House, Congress passed, Google search it. You will see it all over the news. Breaking news coming out that this has passed in the House. So this literally just came out about an hour ago from the time of this live stream. House ends Congress for the year by passing a $1.7 trillion funding package. Now, it says the House passed a mammoth $1.7 trillion omnibus package on Friday, capping off weeks of drama to lock down the government funding for the next fiscal year. Now, the bill passed largely along party lines, 225 to 201, with a one present a day after the Senate approved the bill in a bipartisan vote. Now, the legislation now heads to President Biden's desk for his signature. Now, the bill includes $772.5 billion in non-defense discretionary spending. So money that is not for defense. $772 billion has been approved in non-defense spending. So just to let you guys know, the last stimulus check of $1,400 that went to everybody in the nation, that was roughly $400 billion. So it's almost the equivalent of two of those checks. A $2,800 stimulus check could have went out to everybody in the nation with just the non-defense discretionary spending that was approved in this $1.7 trillion spending bill. And $858 billion in defense funding will be going out with this bill as well. Now, it also includes more than $40 billion in funding to support Ukraine amid Russia's ongoing invasion. So $40 billion going to Ukraine, higher than what the White House had requested assistance for last month, as well as $38 billion in emergency disaster assistance. Now, the passage comes days after Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky's dramatic visit to Washington, D.C., where he met with President Biden and addressed Congress amid questions about whether a GOP House will remain committed to providing assistance to Ukraine. Now, the funding legislation also includes a ban on TikTok on federal government phones, reflecting worries in both parties about how China's government might access data about U.S. citizens through the social media platform. And it includes legislation known as the Electoral Count Reform Act, which clarifies that the vice president's role in certifying a presidential election is ceremonial. That measure is intended to help prevent a repeat of violence on the Capitol from January 6th, when a mob of supporters of former President Donald Trump invaded a building and forced the evacuation of Congress. Now, while the bill drew broad Democratic support, only 9 Republicans in the House voted for the measure. 18 Republicans voted for it in the Senate. So it had more support from the GOP in the Senate than in the House. And I let you guys know, we had heard from Kevin McCarthy, who said, don't pass it, stop it. Don't do this. Now, we're going to be hearing more about this in just a second. We also heard this from former President Donald Trump, and that is because they're saying, why are you passing through the Democratic agenda when they have failed all for the past 2 years? This is the Republican perspective in Congress, when we are literally about a week away from being in control of the House. We will have more negotiating power. So McCarthy and other members of the GOP in Congress were very upset that this went through, saying literally just give us about another week and we will have more negotiating power to push through what we'd like. However, it has now officially passed. Now, House GOP leaders whipped their members to oppose it, and Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy joined other members of his party in urging Senate GOP lawmakers to oppose it. Some House Republicans vowed retribution on Senate Republicans who backed the omnibus, arguing that it should not have been passed because the GOP is set to take over the House in just weeks. As I just mentioned, those House Republicans, joined by some Senate conservatives, had argued the GOP would have significantly more sway in spending decisions upon attaining the House majority in January. Now, while Democrats had acknowledged that they wanted more for non-defense spending, so Democrats wanted to spend more on not just defense, but other provisions. And one of those, as we mentioned, was the child tax credits and the adult tax credits. They tried to slip those in also. SSI reform. They wanted to make modifications. I just shared that with you in my video this morning. Check it out for more details. Those were removed from the bill. Now, the party has also touted a list of investments secured for its priorities in arguing in favor of the omnibus package. Now, the measure includes billions in funding for healthcare and research, such as $47.5 billion for National Institutions of Health, as well as $9.2 billion for the Center of Disease Control and Prevention. Now, also, listen to this for those of you interested in stimulus. This is one of the things that did make it into the bill. Democrats have also pointed to $13.4 billion increase for the Supplemental Nutritional Assistance Program. So more money going to SNAP for food assistance. Now, as you guys know, they've got the pandemic SNAP benefits, the PEBT, all of those things are continuing on while we are in a state of emergency for disaster relief for the pandemic. So they're also approving $13.4 million for food programs, a boost of $28.5 billion for child nutritional programs, $6 billion for special supplemental nutritional programs for women, infants, and children. So that did make it into the bill. I let you guys know that when it had passed yesterday, when I checked, I did not see anything on it. Now we're getting confirmation that that was included in the bill. Senate Republicans pushing for the bill have championed the increase in defense spending and had argued a failure to approve an omnibus would have hurt defense programs. Without an omnibus, Congress would likely have had passed a stopgap spending measure to prevent a shutdown, which would have kept funding at current levels. And I'll let you guys know that we had heard that from Republicans across the board in Congress. There were two options, either passing the omnibus bill or passing a stopgap funding bill, so that way Republicans could wait until they were in fuller control of the House. But we heard that there was very, very little chance that there would be an actual government shutdown because they all agreed that they wanted to keep things rolling. Now, the defense spending is up to 10% in the new bill, while the increase to non-defense baseline was roughly half that. The annual inflation rate hit 7.1% last month, above the increase to non-defense spending, but below the bump up for defense. Now, on top of the defense spending, GOP appropriators also highlighted the 4.6% pay raise for military members. And Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell touted the defense spending in defending the bill, saying that the world's greatest military will get the funding increase that it needs, outpacing inflation. Now, meanwhile, non-defense, non-veteran spending will come in below the rate of inflation for real dollar cuts. But that doesn't mean that other Republicans aren't fuming. Now, in a video posted online on Thursday, listen to this. Former President Donald Trump called the package a disaster while urging all Republicans to oppose what he called a ludicrous, unacceptable $1.7 trillion omnibus spending bill and knocking McConnell as more of a Democrat than a Republican. Now, let me know your thoughts, you guys. Should they have not passed this? They're $1.7 trillion in what he said is ludicrous spending going out, a lot of it going to defense, going overseas. And he's saying Mitch McConnell just playing along with Democrats, providing them assistance to get this bill passed when they're literally just weeks away from being in more control. Let me know your thoughts, you guys. Now, former President Donald Trump is not the only one. Take a look at this. McCarthy also trashed the bill ahead of the vote, claiming that buried in this omnibus is even more money for wokeism in the government and the military and funding for left-wing pet priorities. Some Democrats were also far from Some Democrats were also far from thrilled. That's a tongue twister. When we're live, I can't fix it, you guys. Some Democrats were far from thrilled with the package, with two defections from the progressives. AOC voted no on the measure, while Representative Rashida Tlaib voted present. So progressives also not happy with this omnibus bill. Now, Representative Jamal Bowman, another prominent progressive, voted to back the omnibus bill on Friday, but said that Congress was approving way too much on defense, saying we're sending too much overseas. We should actually be doing a lot more here. Non-defense spending needs to be included in this bill. Now, it's always a compromise. It's one of those sort of hold your nose and vote yes situations when it comes to the omnibus, he said. Now, looking at the increase in community schools, that was a huge win for us, he said. Mrs. Bowman, a former middle school principal, all of the funding that we got for our community funding projects, that was also huge as well. Congress had until Friday midnight's deadline, that is today, to pass the funding legislation to stave off a shutdown. House leaders had previously hoped to pass the omnibus as early as Thursday night, which was yesterday, but the timing was put off to the next day due to the hours-long process to ready the bill, which spans thousands of pages. We had heard this was about 4,155 pages, if I remember correctly, for a vote in the lower chamber. Now, the Senate also made changes to the bill during a marathon voting session before final passage of the bill on Thursday, adopting 8 additional addendums. The measure included addendums that the senators say would allow proceeds from assets seized by sanctioned Russian oligarchs to be put towards Ukrainian aid, a measure aimed to strengthen breastfeeding protection for workers, and another dealing with compensation for 9/11 terrorism victims. Lawmakers also passed a short-term stopgap funding bill to prevent a lapse in government funding while the omnibus gets enrolled. So they're giving themselves a little bit of time to get this signed officially into law. And also, I let you guys know that there was a measure that is going to allow them to avert or shift or reallocate state federal funds from the federal government to states. We have heard there's literally hundreds of billions of leftover funds just for states alone that has been unused, that was meant for stimulus provisions. They're now going to be allowing them to access that for other things, for infrastructure rather than stimulus. So I'm going to get some more information, and I'm going to do a separate video for you guys on that, because as you know, on a federal level, $500 billion remains of federal funds, which is enough to send out that $2,000 forced stimulus check that a lot of people are saying that they had been promised. Also, hundreds of billions for states still just sitting there. That is right. So it's pretty incredible. I will keep you guys up to date, but you guys, that is the latest coming out, the breaking news that this has passed in the House, and we're live. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. I can help you out before we sign off. And also, by the way, hope you guys are having a blessed Christmas, and I hope you're staying warm. Last night, we were told there was a freeze here in Houston, Texas. We get the edge of it. We don't get the brunt of it like the rest of the nation. But, man, it got below freezing. I drained the pipes, turned off the valve so there would not be any frozen pipes that burst. And when I went out this morning, I turned the valve, and it just snapped right off. Had to get the plumber out this morning, and we had to, like, thaw out the pipes. Finally got it going, but that's why this morning I was in my pajamas and my hat, because we didn't have any water. So I hope you guys are staying warm. But let me see if there's any questions for anybody that I can help out with. I see we've got quite a few people on, over 600 people live right now. Oh, do me a favor, smash the like button. And if this is your first time here, don't forget to subscribe. Somebody says, David Damron says, stop sending out money to Ukraine. Let's see here. Carlos says, happy holidays, Carlos. Susan said, Trump should be the president in a Fed prison. Let's see here. Merry Christmas to you and your family, says Eva. Merry Christmas. What's going on with Massachusetts state stimulus checks? Karen is also asking about Wisconsin. Oh, no, she says it's below 30 in Wisconsin. 30 below, negative 30. Man, that is cold. Over here, I think it's only 17 degrees. Merry Christmas, says Uda. Hi, Merry Christmas to you. Nice to see you, Adriana. I see. Doesn't Texas get any stimulus, asks David. So, David, there has been 3 stimulus checks that have gone out in Texas on city levels. One of them was here in Houston. Another one was for Austin. I think that was the most recent one. I'll let you know about any other provisions going out. I have not heard of any new ones in Texas, but there is $27 billion in excess funds in the state of Texas alone. They're trying to figure out what to do with it. Susan says, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you, Susan. Elizabeth says, Merry Christmas and thank you for all that you do. You are so welcome. Fred says, hello, Steve Ram and the Ram fam. Hey, Fred, good to see you. So how much would we get, says Kiviani Giovanni. So let me know what you're referring to about what you would get. Is that for SNAP, which was approved and passed? Let me know. There was an additional several billion in there. No stimulus for seniors or Social Security, asks Gene. No, so they were trying to slip in child tax credits and adult tax credits, but the Social Security got pushed to the side. They did try to slip in the SSI reform, and they were trying to include that so that way they could increase the cap, so that way those collecting those benefits could have additional money to be set aside. That got stripped from the bill, but they said they're not going to be giving up on it, that they will include it in legislation coming up in 2023. So right around the corner, we will see. I will keep you guys up to date on all of that. Let me see if there was also additional funding provided for Social Security. Check out my video from earlier this morning for more information on that. And also, if you want to know about the increase that you will be getting from Social Security, check out my video coming out, as you should be receiving that letter in the mail that will update you on your increase. That one, it says, do not ignore that there's going to be a letter. Social Security will be contacting you. I'll pin that in the comments for you guys after we hop off of this live stream, so you can go ahead and check that. And they said, hold on to that letter. It's very important. I am on only, let's see, extra money for my account. Hey, Steve, 2 payments are going to be coming in December. Is that true? Donna Gwynn asks. So, Donna, yes, if you are on SSI, you're going to get 2 checks in the month of December. Now, it's not a bonus check or an extra additional check. You're going to get you should have already gotten your SSI check for December. Then your January check, due to the calendar scheduling, will be arriving early. So you will technically get 2 checks in December, but it's just your January check early. And that second check that you get in December, it's going to have the COLA increase in it. So it should be a little bit larger than the check that you got earlier in December. Janet said that she got 2 letters. Yes. So Janet, for Social Security, she says SSI, SSDI, there are different letters going out. You're going to want to watch for the letter coming from the Social Security Administration. They're going to be letting you know about the COLA increase and how much you should be getting. Also, if you get a letter for Medicare, I've got a video on that as well. It is real. There was they were compromised. There was a breach, a data breach. About 250,000 people had their information, including their bank accounts, compromised. If you want details on that, check it out on my channel. I did an update for you guys on the breach. That is real. Do not ignore those letters when they arrive in the mail. And they're saying to check your mailbox every day if you still have not gotten those letters. I cover all the details in that video for you guys. Somebody says, Cindy Lou says, so no child tax credits, so sad. Yes, they were trying to get those in there. They did not make it in, but they're saying they're not giving up. They're saying they're going to get it done one way or another. I will let you guys know here on the channel. I will keep you up to date. Let's see here. Any information on New Jersey? So state stuff, I will keep you guys up to date on state stuff. This is on a federal level for everybody in the nation. Merry Christmas, Steve says. Suzanne, Merry Christmas. Anything for Kentucky, I will keep you up to date on state stuff. Would you tell us how much goes to SSA and what for? Yes. So Dana Jackson, in my previous video, I let you know the exact amount that was allocated for Social Security and what it's going to be going for. In there, though, they also said that there was a lot of complaints because they said they needed significantly more. And I've also done a video for you guys letting you know that this year, 2022, they're saying that the COLA increase that we got of 5.9% literally fell short every single month. That inflation outpaced it every single month. And those on these fixed incomes from Social Security literally were feeling the pain of coming up short every single month. So they're saying they need to reform the way they're calculating the COLA and the Social Security increases, because it's not cutting it. It's just falling short literally every single month. Let's see. Myra says, Steve, what is the $200 monthly Social Security? So Myra, I've done several videos on that one. Go ahead and check them out. I go into detail. There are 3 proposals on the table where they're saying they want to enhance your Social Security benefits, regardless of if it's SSI, SSDI, whatever you collect, those fixed benefits. They want to take your amount in addition to the COLA increase and add an extra $200 on top. That is from the Social Security Expansion Act. There's also the Social Security 2100 Act. There's also another one as well. The name escapes me, but they want to enhance everyone's benefits by $200 per month. And that was actually a promise by the Biden administration where they said they were going to be getting that done. Oh, all this time I had my light off. Sorry, you guys, if it's dark. Let me see here. Somebody said I never got my California check. Oh, you're going to want to contact them about that. Those Golden State stimulus checks went out quite some time ago. And there's also the middle, what is the name of that stimulus check that just went out? The middle class tax rebate, I think it was. If you did not get those, I would highly recommend that you talk to the state right away, because those have already gone out. And right now, if you haven't gotten it and you're expecting a debit card, that would be the only situation. I've covered the exact arrival dates for those stimulus provisions for California. I think they're going to be going out through the middle of January, through January 14th. Make sure everyone hits the like button. Steve, thank you for the reminder, Karen. Yes, if you guys are on here and you haven't already, don't forget, smash the like button. It helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. And if this is your first time here, don't forget to subscribe. I'll keep you up to date on everything going on. Diva Baby says, Steve, thank you for all the information that you give us each and every day. You are welcome. Children of Noah says Social Security will go bust around 2035. Children of Noah, you are exactly correct. The solvency is in question around 2035. They're saying that those collecting the benefits will only be able to receive 80% of what they should be getting unless they change the system. And that is why right now they are working away to try to pass this. So don't feel like this is just going to go unresolved. They have got to fix Social Security because we are heading for a disaster. They're going to fix it here eventually. Linda Hall, Merry Xmas family. Merry Christmas, Linda. Thanks, Steve, says Lou Flores. You are welcome. To everyone in here in the North, be safe, they said. Yes, it's freezing out there. Stay warm. Merry Christmas to you and yours, Steve, says Janet Jenkins. Merry Christmas to you as well. Heather Rich says, Melinda Borden, we did get $600 in June in Oregon. Oh, yes. Yes, a lot of state stimulus checks have gone out. Somebody's asking about SNAP. Where did it go? Oh, I missed it. The comments went by. Let's see here. Yes, SNAP was approved. In this, there is additional billions going on for SNAP. Charlene says, thank you very much, Steve. You are welcome. Anything for Nevada. So state stuff, I will keep you up to date. This is federal provisions that have been passed in the omnibus spending bill. Somebody says, Frank Dillon says, Social Security is third rail. They will fix the system. Yes, they need to fix it. Yes, it is in need of some modifications. As we mentioned, solvency is going to be running dry here very soon. Heather Rich, I didn't get anything. Our government's, Melinda Borden, I hope that they can get provisions out to the people that need it the most. There's a lot of people still hurting, and inflation is going crazy. We're hearing a recession is going to be on the way in 2023. It's almost 100% we're hearing across the board. Even the Federal Reserve is saying it. So they're going to need to address our economic situation because it is not improving. Looks like it's getting worse. And we're hearing that could be the number one cause. That's going to be the number one thing that could bring about another stimulus check. We will see. I'll keep you guys up to date. Anything for Ohio? It's very cold out here. Yes, it is very cold. States, I will keep you guys up to date as more information rolls out. There's literally tens of billions of surplus funds for states that they're saying is available. Let's see here. Somebody's asking about Vermont. Somebody says, Tony Bird says, stay warm, y'all. Yes, stay warm. Hello, I'm on SSI, says Terry. I'm 62. Can Social Security make you go on Social Security, or can you wait? They say if you wait, you lose my SSI. Is that true? Terry, I'm not sure what your question is, but yes, you can delay your collection. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do a video for you guys because I've been seeing that question about getting your max amount of benefits possible. And I think there's like 3 or 4 different things that you can do to make sure that you get the maximum amounts available. I'll cover that in an upcoming video. If you guys are interested, let me know. Somebody's saying, what about Tennessee, Pennsylvania, Michigan? Where is my check, says Tony. Let's see here. If they come out, you guys, I will let you guys know for sure. Bullwinkle. Merry Christmas, Steve. Have a great one. You too, Bullwinkle. Well, with that being said, you guys, that is the latest breaking news. On the federal level, the omnibus spending bill has been passed. I covered for you all the details of everything that's included, and I hope I was able to answer your questions. Check out my channel for an update on Social Security letters that are on the way. That says do not ignore. Be sure to watch those. One is on Medicaid or Medicare, and one is on the Social Security Administration sending out letters. You're going to want to make sure that you hold on to those. They are very important. But with that being said, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. Stay warm. Merry Christmas. I'll catch you in the next one. Smash the like button. Subscribe if this is your first time here. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.